India has responded to the attacks by Houthi rebels on ships in the Red Sea. The Indian Navy has deployed a fleet of 10 ships to patrol the area, including the Arabian Sea and the Gulf of Aden, keeping a special watch on merchant ships and the evolving situation in the region. India has bolstered its presence in the crucial waterways after multiple attacks on merchant ships in the Red Sea. The fleet of 10 ships is one of the biggest deployments so far to combat piracy. Responding to WION about the situation in the Red Sea, India's Ministry of External Affairs reaffirmed its stance on ensuring free movement of cargo in the busy shipping lane. The maritime attacks in the Red Sea increased recently, prompting various countries, including India and the United States, to take action. Yemen's Iran-backed Houthi rebels have for months targeted cargo ships, causing global trade losses worth about $30 billion. A group of 11 countries, including the United States and Australia, have set up a maritime task force to check the attacks in the busy shipping lane. The United States administration is also considering a stronger military response to the repeated attacks on commercial ships. This includes direct strikes against Houthi targets in Yemen. The White House response comes in the wake of the most direct attack by Houthis on the United States military on New Year's Eve, when it sunk 3 Houthi ships and killed 10 of the rebels. British Foreign Minister David Cameron also issued a stern warning to the Houthis in a meeting on the deployment of NATO peacekeepers in Kosovo. For more on this, we are joined by our principal diplomatic correspondent, Siddhant Sibal from New Delhi. Siddhant, how seriously is the Indian Navy taking the threat in the Red Sea? What's more on the story?
Well, if I can talk about the incidences which have happened in just past 1 month, there have been several incidences. One was the drone attack on board MV Chem Pluto that was just 220 nautical miles of the coast of Gujarat. The another incident was hijacking incident which happened off the coast of Somalia just last week, where the Indian Navy commandos, Marcos, played an important role. There have been other instances as well, which I can talk about. But these incidences show that there has been increased security threat in the Arabian Sea. Now, the situation in the Arabian Sea is linked with India's economic security. A lot of cargo comes and goes from from these high seas, and that is why the Indian Navy had put its deployment. Now, the Indian Navy has increased the deployment of the warships, and that is because the Indian side does not want to take chances and wants to keep an eye on the seas. Of course, the Indian Navy has increased its deployment, but also the Information Fusion Center of the Indian Ocean region, which is based in Gurgaon, keeps an eye on the Indian Ocean and movement of vessels, whether it's in the Arabian Sea, Bay of Bengal, or in the southern part of the Indian Ocean. So there are several ways that the Indian Navy has increased its presence and its eye on the sea, and the focus remains that there is no repetition of first hijacking incidences or any drone attacks.
Siddhant Sibal, thank you for joining us on the broadcast. We continue to track those developments very closely.